Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the HMS Nelson, which is a premium ship at tier 7 for free XP. So now we all know, or probably, if I mean honestly, the Nelson is available for like free XP for a long time. I think we are talking about like almost 2-3 years, if I'm not wrong, but it's released like very much long ago. The ship that I want to talk about is Nelson, and why I would talk about this, because the patch hits and they come up with a dead eye, which actually improves the dispersion when, of course, the ship is not spotted within your detection range. So I mean, every battleship of course gonna get benefit out of it, but I find Nelson to be really consistent now, because it already has insanely good guns. Like 406mm guns at tier 7 is already pretty good. If I compare it, for example, to the Sinop, which is a tech 3 counterpart, if you know, Sinop is really good. Like that Russian battleship can tank and all that stuff. Like it's crazy good. But Nelson has its own perks. If someone don't know, Nelson has the super heal that you have access in only tech 3 ships at tier 9 and tier 10, which is the Loin and Conqueror. So Nelson have this access of super heal at tier 7, and although the range is not the best, especially for this meta, is like almost 18.3 kilometers, I find Nelson to be pretty damn strong even after this patch. Even more stronger because of the dispersion improvements that you can have on this ship. 1.9 sigma, which is actually probably most accurate at this tier, if I'm not wrong. I mean, there is, of course, there's exception. There's a Florida which has battle cruiser dispersion, but 1.9 sigma on a BB dispersion is not that bad, in my opinion. But of course, you see, I having a tier 9 matchmaking, which is very common at tier 7, and I'm still trying to, making this Nelson work. So I will show you that how I do make the Nelson work. And what I do usually is I just stay like reverse kiting in position, like you're seeing me right now, and I just keep reversing until some ship or any ship gets into my spotting range. So like into the firing range, I would say. So then I can take pot shots and can do a lot of damage. Simple as that. The Nelson is really good. I find it to be very comfortable even when it's tier 9, because it has super heal, and super heal helps in mitigating that insane amount of fire damage and HE spam that a lot of ships usually try to throw at the battleships, of course. You see, there are two John Births in this game pushing actually relatively aggressive, which doesn't usually happen in these days, I'm not gonna lie. So you see there are two John Births, both are in the same division, apparently looking to take the aggressive maneuvers and maybe try to take on this flank pretty hard, which is a nice thing. But then Nelson can be extremely powerful, because Nelson have this weakness. If you see, the dispersion is like it's pretty good for tier 7 battleship, not gonna lie. It's not the best, but seriously, could have been a lot, lucky, but yeah. 46% fire chance on these HE shells, which is the British perks, of course, that you have this insane fire chance at tier 7. No battleship has this fire chance, but except this ship, makes it even more, interesting to play sometimes, because how the HE works, especially on the British battleships. Look at the dispersion. This dispersion is way better, man. I like that. But what I want to talk about, if you play Nelson in basically showing your stern, like just kiting away, you can actually able to mitigate its biggest vulnerability that probably some people know that play Nelson. That is its bow and stern at tier 7. It's extremely vulnerable, and you can actually get Citadel pretty easily if someone shoots at your bow and stern, because the armor behind the bow or stern is actually not the thickest, and Nelson is not the tankiest, except the side armor, like the in the middle of the bow and stern, it's 32mm, which actually helps him a lot in bouncing off shells that are under 460mm, which is, if it's not Musashi and Yamato, or Shikishima, you can actually get bounced shells of higher caliber guns like Georgia, for example, if they don't shoot at your bow and stern. You can see the ability to tank double fires while using the super heal is actually pretty damn good. Nelson can tank that insane amount of HE damage. That's the gimmick of that ship. And honestly, I just like this tier 7 ship because of that. I mean, if it's the Florida, it could have been suffered a lot. The American premium battleship, that is tier 7, and it also has 357mm guns. So these guns, 406mm, actually have some really nice punch. Of course, HE is pretty ridiculous, not gonna lie, at tier 7. But you see, the AP that he shot at me, I think some of the AP hit on the turrets, and some of the AP might penetrate, maybe overpen, but he didn't done massive damage. I'm not getting Citadel, that's why I'm able to get massive healing potential. Unfortunately, in this case, I didn't realize that John Barty reloading the insane reload booster, and it's basically chunking me off pretty hard in this case. And even the other Nagaro is also taking up pot shots. So I'm kinda in trouble because I'm getting focus fire very quickly in a short amount of time. But somehow, the good thing is that John Bar died. Our teammates decided to shoot him and kill him, which is fortunate. But look at the HP that I can heal. I can heal 31,000 HP. That's pretty ridiculous, not gonna lie. At this tier, there's no battleship that can do that, man. It's just so good in that. But with that said, it helps me to survive in the battle, and now I'm actually having enough HP so that I can come back and shoot them again while taking damage at the same time, which I've been doing in this flank. C flank is overwhelmed by so many enemy ships, right? So this is the best way to play Nelson, in my opinion, or any battleship, that you stay in a kiting position. Oh, look at the dispersion, man. Look at this dispersion. You see this Deadeye? This Deadeye kicked in, and you see this dispersion? This is what I find in basically while playing Nelson. Like, Nelson has this insane dispersion when I'm able to use Deadeye skill. It doesn't happen often because of you see the concealment bar is kind of thicker, and you have actually quite a small opening or window of using Deadeye. But still, whenever you use that Deadeye, then the dispersion on Nelson is pretty ridiculous, not gonna lie. It's gonna work pretty well. So I saw that the battleships at C flank decided to slow down, and they are saying that, okay, we're not gonna push this Nelson can burn us down, or actually flanking us, so push is maybe not the best. But then Nagaro, who was behind the B cap, suddenly decided to say, okay, I'm pushing, we can still push, like, sure, why not? So, well, in this case, I think I could have used AP, not simple as that, but the HE is so good that it doesn't matter much. Like, doesn't matter much, seriously. Because I get double fire, he instantly damage gun, so I just still prefer to use HE. You see the dispersion. The guns of the Nelson after the Deadeye thing is even more consistent. It used to be very consistent already, but it's again gets even better after this Commander skill changes. So it makes a lot of sense to use play Nelson and just check its ability to do what it does in this patch. Of course, Nagaro is pushing hard, and the John Bart also decided to stay like bowing and try to tank. And I'm starting to tank the shells again. Like you can see me, that I'm starting to do the same thing, tanking and tanking, because my team is focusing on A flank, clearing those guys are now in line on the spawn, enemy spawn, of course. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm keep focusing on Nagaro because Nagaro is low HP, and hopefully, if people focusing on him, he's gonna die. Definitely, it's very much possible that he's gonna die in a couple of minutes, which he will, of course. It's burning down to that. That perma fire by someone else is just gonna kill him. Oh, that's actually my fire. I'm sorry. I messed up on that. I don't even realize that fire that I set is what me in a Nelson. But nevertheless, You can see this this Mogami. Now I remember that I felt so bad when I shot the guns on John Bart, and then there's Mogami just sailing right behind, like reversing and just throwing full flat broadside. Super juicy, but yeah, nothing can I do. Just already take a shots. Talking about the vulnerability, you see the overmatch that happens on the bow. This is the problem with the Nelson. That I was lucky. I'm really lucky that I didn't get get citadeled from the bow. Otherwise, I would have been taking massive damage. The perk of concealment that you can see right now is this. Somehow, my concealment is helping me to stay undetected, and John will take a shots on the rune behind me. That's the reason why the concealment is so good on any battleships, and of course, even though the range is pitiful like 18.3, that eye actually still works pretty well, and most of the time, if not all the time. I mean, that's the thing with the Deadeye. Deadeye helps in the dispersion, and the more dispersion improvement that you will have, the better that it will be. The guns will be. Unfortunately, in this game, you can see that our team is trying to throw this game, and that's kind of the sad part. I am bottom tier, and I'm still trying to tank for the team. Already tanked 1.3 million potential, and John Bart AP is actually pretty damn good. 380mm guns does hurt, but you can see the way I basically angled, and then I just go behind the island to just get a cover because I have actually low HP. So what I did is that actually helps a lot. Getting a cover and just disengaging just behind the island makes life so much easier, and that's why I able to survive a Nelson, even I was right the bottom tiered. But you can see that the Nelson armor 32mm makes it pretty strong. So I mean it's actually a bit resistant to getting overmatched by the higher caliber guns like 380mm, 406 and 430 or 457, for example. We need to get the B cap, and C cap is still like infested with like couple of battleships, and there's a Buffalo, and those are actually pretty strong threats against Nelson, because of course Nelson gonna suffer by this insane focus fire, because of course like all the British battleships, if they get focused by HE spam, they will die very quickly. So the thing is right now that my team is kind of throwing this game, and I barely managed to survive, and I don't know, somehow there is a replay bug which basically makes my HP to be full. Like it's not like it's not the case, but yeah, I am kind of struggling with my low HP, and then I switched to AP because then I saw the Mogami showing full broadside. I kind of I was kind of unlucky and potatoed my aim a bit there when I shot the Mogami. Otherwise that would be clearly a death stroke. So right now you can see the John Bart pushing from the C side, and then there is Ganaida now pushing from the B side, which means I have to give broadside to either one of the ship, which is pretty terrible for Nelson because of how vulnerable its broadside is. So I have to immediately try to not to show broadside to the Ganaida now, because he's really looking to ham on me. And then there's a John Bart, which I also have to angle apparently. Luckily, the Fantastic Top killed the Ganaida now, and I saved myself from that sort of hassle. Now, John Bart has almost 6000 HP, and yeah, I need to kill this guy before he kills me. Unfortunately, at the moment, I actually don't have enough HP, and yeah, that basically be it for me as well. I think I don't remember. Maybe I able to kill John Bart in this position, but I don't remember. But you will see that I am fighting against tier 9 battleship relatively easily without getting super overmatched. Like overmatch is there, but it's not like killing me like crazy. So yeah, I somehow managed to survive that John Bart fiasco. So now there's Mogami and Buffalo, which luckily 406mm guns can overmatch. I mean, Buffalo has 27mm armor, you can overmatch. So you can see the dispersion. It's amazing in my opinion. Like I will land couple of like 4 penetration, and he's down to almost 2k HP. Yeah, this replay bug is kind of, bugging things up. But then comes the calamity, which is the line just shot or sniped from, like, I don't know from what range, and he set double permanent fires, and I don't have heals left apparently, which basically means I will die. So I tried to shot the guns, but there's an island, and yeah, that's about it for my game. So yeah, that line, man. He's also having a Deadeye skill, and man, HE does 12k damage is pretty disgusting, because then it negates the angling. Simple as that. You can just do a lot of damage in this way. Anyway guys, you can see the damage score, 141k damage at tier 9 is pretty good. 12 fires with HE, which is very nice speciality of Nelson. Nelson has this insane HE fire chance and HE penetration. It's pretty damn good. Then I got a kill, 7 defender ribbons, which is nice thing. And I tanked that much at this tier, which can be a bit difficult, but entirely possible. And with Nelson, you can actually tank a lot of fire damage, which is a nice thing. So I'm gonna go to the team score. You can see that the game ends at the end, of course, and we somehow managed to win this. So you can see the damage. It's pretty clear. In the team score wise, 2.3k base XP. I really like that I was on the top. But yeah, when you are bottom tiered, of course you reward a lot with the XP. And of course that's what happens when I play in the Nelson. I got rewarded pretty handsomely. So yeah, I hope you can understand like what I want to talk about in the perspective of this ship Nelson. And I know this ship is really good, and I still highly recommend you. If you have 375k free XP, it is still available. And of course, unlike Thunder, which is gonna get removed, this ship is not gonna be removed. So you can take your time, and for a new player, this ship is a really nice ship to have in your port. So that's it for today, for this video. I hope you liked it and enjoyed it. And if you liked the video, please subscribe the button, press the button, and be sure to watch me in the next videos. Peace out.